Hi, welcome to Fun Am I Happy Living It, Loving It. It's LEJ. Back for the second time in a couple of weeks actually, so we're having a bit of a blast on YouTube at the moment. Massively outproducing what we did for the whole year inside 3 or 4 weeks. So Christmas has been and gone. I'm back in Bristol now. Just eating my laundry's hanging up off the wardrobe because I couldn't be bothered to actually put it away at the moment. So I had a super duper Christmas with my children down at my ex-wife's house and her husband. Very generous, very hospitable. Just a superb couple of days. Really late nights. Way too much alcohol, too much food. Lots of games. They are a family that like to play games of all sorts. So it's been a very entertaining Christmas, and I came back Sunday afternoon, and Monday I spent pretty much in bed. Actually, at 57, I'm too old. I've discovered all this rubbish now, and alcohol's gone. I've been on more alcohol for a couple of weeks, I shouldn't think, particularly as, well, the New Year's a non-event, isn't it? There's no point celebrating New Year's this year, other than to make sure that the fucker disappears, to be absolutely honest with you. Now, children, there was a bad word there. You might want to avoid that. And let's just hope that 2021 is, no worse. No worse than 2020. And I'm really not going to say much about the new year at all. We'll just wait and see how that pans out. Got some really cool presents. Got a USB microphone and holder for my main computer. And I've got a Lavalier microphone that plugs directly into the iPhone 11, which will be my main microphone when I'm out and about on the motorbike and actually back to doing some trips, which would be cool. And I also bought myself a little plug-in Shure microphone for the iPhone when I'm doing some recording in the bedroom. Busy couple of weeks coming up. Loads and loads of uni work to catch up on. I'm also back at work now, doing 16 hours a week, but I've got this week off. I'm going to start my uni work tomorrow. I've got 4 assessments due in within the next, I think 17th to the 24th of January. I've got 3 due in and 1 due in on the 25th, and a collaboration project on the 26th. And the following week we have 2 exams. So it's an extraordinarily crammed beginning of the year for me, considering that in the whole of September through to December we only had to submit 2 assignments. I think it's a bit of a failure on the university's timetabling staff for the way they've worked out the assignments. But that's what it is. I have to live with that, and we'll get on with it. Hopes for the year? Well, who knows? We'll wait and see whether or not the vaccines are the be-all and end-all, as we've been promised, and whether or not they get rolled out in time to have some kind of effect, and possibly by spring, end of spring, beginning of early summer next year, we're able to get out and about and just start living some kind of normal life. It's having come back now. I mean, Bristol's a tier 3 where my children live. That's now gone into a tier 4. So, I have a 20-year-old son, a 17-year-old son, and a 15-year-old daughter, and basically their lives are over for a period of time. They are stuck in their houses. There is nowhere to go. They'll return to school when school starts up again, or the 15-year-old will. The oldest one's working from home, and the 17-year-old's at college, so he will go back and do some of his college stuff as well. But for a 20-year-old, that must be tough. There's nothing you can do now. You're not going out with mates. You're not going to the gym. You're not going out to have a beer or anything like that at all. So you are pretty much a prisoner of your own bedroom. So let's hope this thing does finally go away. If we turn things around, then the Spain trip will be on this year, or 2021, which I didn't get to do this year because, like most people, COVID changed all our plans. But it would be nice to think at some point that you could sit down and start planning out the trip. It'd be something that would be amazing to do, having done one in 2019, to again get on the continent and travel and really push out the podcasts and the blogging and try and build up this channel to what it was supposed to be about, a journey of my own personal journey, finding my happy, living it and loving it. I've started a podcast. That's much harder than you think it should be, to be honest. I do waffle. I mean, it's on here that I just wander off into all vague, weird sort of discussions and forget what I was talking about. So I've tried on podcasting, doing a little bit of scripting, but that doesn't work for me either. I just get a little bit tongue-tied when I try and tie myself to a script. So it is going to be pretty much as it is on the podcast. If they're really bad, I'll do takes. I'm just kind of learning now maybe to do segments. Instead of trying to do one full podcast in one go. That way, if you do get some of the segments wrong, you're not having to ditch the whole podcast. You can still kind of, take those little segments out and redo them. And I want to try and use like sound effects and music for intros and that kind of thing. And also get back to putting the intros back onto the YouTube videos, because I only realised last time I put it out that I've not got any intro on it, only outro. So we need to sort that out as well. Hopefully the microphones are going to be a massive addition and just give us much clearer audio, which would be cool. And I am still trying out different cameras and different camera apps to see which one gives me the best video quality. So we'll see how that progresses as we go through different episodes. All in all, it wasn't a bad Christmas. It was as good as you hoped it could be, I guess. And weather's rubbish now. We could do with some snow. I know all those that are getting snow currently in the UK are saying, "Oh, why have we got snow?" But when we've just got like 2 degrees and really chilly, drippy rain, you just can't be bothered to go out in. I wouldn't mind a bit of snow. I think the snow makes the world look rather nice for a short period of time before it gets back to being the dirty, litter-infested place that it normally is every day. Ho, ho, ho. Well, I hope you all had good times. It's a very short video this time, just to make sure that I'm still out and posting it. I am on Twitter. I think my Twitter tag is findingmyhappy3. I'm on Instagram under Finding My Happy Living It, Loving It. And I am at WordPress as a personal blog, which is just findingmyhappylivingitlovingit.com. You can contact me by email at findingmyhappylivingitlovingit at gmail.com. They are big words, but once you've typed it in once and saved it and used it again, you don't really actually have to type anything in. And the podcasting, I don't know what my podcast interest is, so I'll come back to you with that one. Hopefully I'll maybe just add that in a bit later on. But I know now we are on Spotify. You can find me on Spotify by going Finding My Happy Living It, Loving It, and it will come up. So far we got a trailer out there. I had to go at doing a podcast episode today, and that was pretty rubbish, so I've destroyed that. We'll start again tomorrow. I think we're on, is it Radio Podcast? I think the only one I can't find myself on at the moment is Apple. So I've got to mix, and I think Apple are waiting on a proper first episode, so I don't think they count trailers. So as soon as I can get the first episode out, then hopefully we'll get onto Apple as well. And then I said January's a bit hit and miss for anything really. It's just full on university work. But once I get that out of the way, then I'm hopefully going to settle into doing regular social media, maybe every couple of weeks with YouTube, once a week with the podcasting, and the blog I'd like to do at least once a week. And when I'm travelling this time, I'd like to do it pretty much daily, just update the blog. So we see how that goes. I'm hoping for a really good year. It's going to be a busy year. I am also learning to play the drums, which are out the back there. You can't see them, so I can hold you up so you can see the drum kit without everything falling out. There you are. See, look, electronic drums in the background there. So I have been learning them, and that's been quite fun actually. I'm not doing too bad. I started learning a little bit of drums at uni before everything got suspended. And I don't know if you can see over the back there, I have a guitar over the back as well, and behind that guitar and that little black cover is an electric guitar, so I've got those to learn too. My little girl's just in the process of learning sign language. I enrolled for a course ages ago, absolutely ages ago, about 3 or 4 years ago, paid for it all and never used it. It was just when I was going through my bookmarks the other day in Google. I found 2 guitar courses that I've paid for and not used. One of them's still current and active, so I've gone back to that too. But I think I specialise on finger picking. A drumming program that I've got, and then I found this British Sign Language course. So bizarrely, when I went down there for Christmas, I can't remember how it came about, but she has started to learn sign language, and she was showing me the alphabet, and I'd forgotten all about that. I'd done a couple of lessons. So when I got back on, yesterday actually, not on Sunday because I was just too tired. So yesterday I had a quick look through, found it. I've sent her the link, and she's starting to go through the lessons on there. And funny enough, it sparked my interest again. So I started doing some of that last night, learning the alphabet, and they've got a really great little machine. So a lot of it's just all hand spelling to begin with. So just teaches like the real basics with your right hand dominant or left hand dominant. And then if you are, so if you're right hand dominant, your left hand becomes your vowel hand, if you like. So that's your thumb is A, E, I, O, and U. And it just takes you through the alphabet, and it's got a little machine called finger spelling challenge or something. So you just click on it, and it's got a load of videos of people spelling out different words, and you've got to type them in, and it's how many words you can get in 2 minutes. Which is quite cool, and to begin with, it's really difficult because if you miss a letter, you're kind of thrown out as to what the hell the word was. But I got into the hang of it quite good. I think my best score was 20 in 2 minutes, which I was quite pleased with. Then from there it moves on to numbers. We did a bit of numbers, and then it started looking at colours, and colours is like where you get the first proper idea of a sign language in action. So it moves away from all the finger spelling where you're doing like things like fist, which would be F, I, S is that, and then T is that. So, and then it moves to proper things. So that's the word for colours. That apparently is black. We just do that. That's blue. Brown is up the outside of your arm, I think, and green is moving it down the inside. My favourite is gold, because gold almost looks exactly as you would expect gold to look. So gold, well, when you do your alphabet, that's a G. So G, and then you get H, and then I. So gold is a G, and then you pull your hands about as if you got loads of wealth. So gold. I think that works really well. That made me laugh for some reason. Pink is just a straight line down, if I remember rightly. Now, I'm not sure if that was... I can't remember what colour that was, but there's both sides that you use. Certainly grey is that, as far as I remember, and orange is just, if you're eating an orange, I'm often squirting orange juice all over my face, so that made sense to me. I'm just weird in that way. Sometimes I'll shower with a banana just for the fun of it. I don't know why I put that in there, actually. That's just a really stupid thing to say. But yeah, some of it makes sense, and it's quite nice to get on to actual words and phrases. So I'm going to continue to actually work through that as soon as I've actually paid for it, and yeah, it'd be good to know. You never know when you're going to need to. Or it'd be nice if you ever found yourself in a situation where you could sign. So I think that'd be good. I'm also trying to learn Spanish in preparation for the trip next year. I've still got my French and Italian courses that I pay for as well. So I don't really have enough time to even fart anymore. I technically can be busy from the moment I get up to the moment I go to bed, which is quite good. I don't like a lot of downtime. I get bored extraordinarily easy. So at least with lockdown, I do try and make myself get out, do a little bit of walking. And then I've got so much other stuff to fill my time that I can't really complain anymore. So that's just a little video. Hopefully I'm going to tack on my intro onto the front of this, which I forgot to do last time. Well, I may need to remake it, but I'm sure I can, and we'll have some kind of outro on there as well. I hope you all had the best Christmas that you probably could. I wish you all a happy new year, and we're not going to dwell on that too much because I just can't wait to see the end of year review shows on TV. How much fun will they be? What will be on them? There is nothing to review this year, except for that, Margaret getting her first vaccination and William Shakespeare. That will be the two highlights. And also, I think Margaret's now had a second dose, so I presume she'll be on that show twice. And here's just hoping, against hope, that the start of next year begins to bring us some relief, some light at the end of the tunnel, that this is going to gradually come to an end. We are going to get back to some kind of normality. So I hope we don't go back to too much normality. I would like to hope that, I don't know, people will start rethinking about what it is that we want from society and how society should function. And that's going to be the series of YouTubes, and certainly on the podcast as well. It's just, there's a couple of things I've become really disenchanted with during the actual lockdown itself, and I don't see how as a society we can go on the way that we're going on it, and I don't think how it's sustainable anymore. You look at the problems that we had from 2008 with the financial crisis, and now you look at COVID on the top. As I said before, I think we're heading towards some kind of capitalist catastrophe at that point. Things just can't go on the way that they are. So that will need to change too. And also environmentally, I think there's so much that we've just got to wake up to really quickly if we want our children, their children, and their children's children to have any kind of viable existence on this planet. I think we have been the most destructive generation ever. We just corporates are driven by greed, very little disregard for anything at all other than the bottom line profit. And the world is not a resource. The world is mine and your home, and we need to stand up as a civilization, not just as individuals, and just say no, no more. Enough is enough. We're not here just to make you people richer and richer and richer and richer and destroy the planet that we live on. So yeah, I'm going to get on a high horse at some points. Because I said, I just think it's time. I think there's too much of just sleepwalking into disaster after disaster. And as I said before, I want to do a little bit more on this, the Great Reset, which, the more I hear about that, the more I'm not sure that's a great idea at all. I certainly can't see what the benefits are for the average individual like you and me. So I'll leave it at that. This is Ellie saying love and hugs, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye bye.